So today I am going to be using 20 volume sensitive scalp developer by Ion Color Brilliance. Oh. Today I will be using 20 volume developer by Ion Color Brilliance, and this will be the base for every process that we're going to be using today for the bleaching, the toning, and the dyeing. So because of that, I made sure to get the 32 ounce. The type of bleach that I'm going to be using is the Salon Prism Lights Blue. This is a pretty big tub. It's 16 ounces, which lasts you for like multiple processes. So this is the blue one. There is also a violet one. The reason I get the blue or the violet is because rather than using a regular bleach that doesn't have any tones to it, the blue or the violet actually helps cancel out those yellow and brassy tones that you get when you lift your hair. For the next process that I'm going to be doing, I'm also going to be using the 20 volume developer with both of these. So basically, I'm going to be using this T18 toner, lightest ash blonde, and I'm going to add this additive. I add the whole bottle. Some people say when you're toning, you only want to use like a drop of this stuff or like a capful, but since I'm going gray, I want the maximum results from it. So I am going to do both of these complete boxes. One box of toner, one box of the additive. And I'm going to match the developer for this one that it asks for, which is a 1:2 mix ratio, 2 developer, 1 of these. So since it's 1.4 ounces, I'm going to do 2.8 ounces of the developer, and then I'm going to add this whole bottle. And for the final step, the dyeing, I'm going to be using Ion Color Brilliance Chrome. 2 of these are permanent. So funny story, when I went to Sally to get this stuff, they only had 2 of these. I needed 3 because my hair is a bit longer now, it's past my shoulders. So I got this one. They suggested Silver Pearl. They said that it's a little bit darker than the chrome. However, you want to make sure if you're getting a permanent color to get another permanent color. You don't want to mix it with permanent, demi-permanent, semi-permanent. So these are what I went with, and I'm actually pretty excited to see what I come out with because I've never used Silver Pearl before, so it might add a tone to my hair that I actually really like. And for the tools that you will need, I bought 2 black reusable latex gloves, which I've used these before. They work pretty well. They don't rip until like the 4th time that you use them, but hey, they're only like $2. And I also got some processing caps, which I normally don't even get, but I feel like since I'm using a 20 volume developer, I'm gonna need to capture some of my scalp heat in here so it can activate it a little bit more since it's not as high of a developer as I normally do. And last but not least, you're going to need a brush. Doesn't really matter, just make sure it's kind of like a paintbrush for your hair. Everything I got from Sally's. I also have this bowl right here. This one's actually by Sally Beauty Supply, and this one has measurements on the inside. You can barely see it, but there's lines in there right here. These lines are the fluid ounces. So when I'm telling you guys we'll go a little bit past the 2, it's because there's a 3 line right there. So if I'm doing 2.8, I'm gonna almost go to the 3rd line, and that's gonna be my 2.8 for developer. Thought I'd provide a little example for you guys. Let's get started. So before I go in detail with the dyeing and the bleaching and whatnot, I wanna show you guys my previous hair color. So this is blonde, as you can see. It's kind of starting to turn into like a more gold blonde. And I've got some roots right there as well. So I'm going to bleach my roots and I'm gonna tone the rest of it, and then I'm gonna dye all of it. Hello and welcome back to the bathroom. It's pretty yellow. I'm gonna leave this on for the majority of the video. However, oh, my shower is showing. Ew. Oh, okay. Lots of people say don't bleach your roots, or, you know, don't touch your scalp with the bleach. But if you're using like a 20 volume developer, it's not really gonna do much harm unless you have a very sensitive scalp. But I did get the sensitive scalp developer by Ion Color Brilliance, so hopefully things will be okay. So not only am I gonna bleach my roots, but I'm also gonna go through and see if there's any spots that are like pretty dark, like kind of It's kind of more so like near my roots actually. And there's a couple spots in the back that seem like they could use some lightening. I'm sorry, I wish I was better at doing the back of my hair, but it's kind of hard when your fiance doesn't help you. And I do apologize ahead of time. I'm quite a talker when it comes to what I'm doing because I feel like there's a lot you need to know about this. Since I've done this so many times and I've talked to so many people at Sally's that have like professionally done this as their job. For the Bleach 20 volume developer. So when it comes to how much developer you need for using the bleach, on this container it clearly states that for the amount of blue scoops of powder that you use, you want to have 2 blue scoops of developer. So it makes it pretty easy for you. I'm gonna put my gloves on because this is the part that is the absolute worst for your hands. They're just so grippy. I love them so much. You don't need to go over blonde with bleach again. There's no point in that. A lot of people are gonna say you need to get your hair to like a white before you do gray. However, the grays that I'm using, you don't need to go to that extent. You just wanna get it to like a pale blonde. It doesn't have to be white. So I'm gonna start with 2 scoops because, like I said, I'm not doing that much. Since I did 2 scoops, I'm gonna do 4 scoops of developer. There have been occasions where I've miscounted, so I highly suggest don't lose count how many scoops you're doing. My favorite thing to do is just like as I'm going, all of my dirty utensils, I just throw them in the sink. So now I've got the bleach and the developer inside of the bowl and I'm just going to mix it. I want to clarify something really quick. So in my other videos, my dark brown to silver hair video, I used color fix since I don't have any color dye in my hair at all right now. I am just going straight to bleach. If I did have any other pigments in my hair, I would highly suggest using color fix by One and Only first because it really gets those pigments out before you lighten your hair. And would you rather bleach the pure hair or bleach pigmented hair that you might end up with some funky color when you're bleaching, like yellow or red or orange? Whereas if you're just bleaching like your natural color, yeah, it might be a little brassy, but it's not, you know, you're not screwing with it. Trying to get the smoothest consistency possible. All right, that's pretty smooth, I'd say. And I have my bowl on top of a grocery bag, so it's not gonna get all over my counter. I'm not gonna try to like smack it on my scalp like that. I'm going to try to use like smaller amounts and just kind of section as I go. A lot of people have different methods for this, but that's pretty much how I do it. This is what I do. And you don't really need to go any further if you're already blonde. Just the roots. So like what I do is when I get to my scalp, I just make sure it's like the smallest amount of bleach rather than having like a big dollop right on your scalp. I don't know if you've noticed, but what I'm doing first is I'm bleaching the parts of my roots that I know people are gonna see the most because this is where my part is. If I want anything to be lighter than the rest, I would want it to be here. I will hit you up when I am done with this process. And luckily they make these brushes so nice that there's a little parter on it. So you can just go to the next area very easily. Ta-da! I know I look really bad right now. Hang on. Ta-da! I'm going to continue to do this to my entire head. And since I really need to look at the mirror for this, I am going to turn off the camera for right now. When I get to doing the back, I will turn the camera back on and show you guys how I go about doing that. So, I have done most of it. I'm about to do the back, and you probably already have an idea of what I'm about to do. Well, where is it? I can't find it. Oh, found it. So I have this handheld mirror. Hi. I don't know where to look. I'm just going to check in the back of the mirror. Oh, this is perfect. Yeah, okay, it's nice and easy. Yeah, it's a little bit of a pain in the ass, but it works. So, I know, I look fun. Okay, I covered my undercut pretty well because I intend on dyeing this gray too, but if that doesn't work out, I'm just gonna shave it right off. But yeah, this bleach with 20 volume developer doesn't quite burn my scalp nearly as much as 40 does, so this is just a slight little itch, so it's not too bad. But if you can tell, if you look really closely, it actually lifted to like the perfect color on my roots because it's not like it's not lighter than the rest of it. It's like a perfect pale blonde. So I am going to leave this on for probably 10 or 15 more minutes. I have already applied it to the rest of my head, and that took some time, so I'm not going to let it sit there forever. I wash my gloves. I almost forgot. Processing cap. This is gonna look really cute. I'm going to look like a lunch lady. Woohoo! Oh, that was a fail, Sally. Okay, hang on, I can just tuck it. I can just tuck it under here. I'm not gonna about it. 15 minutes from now, I'm just gonna go ahead and wash this out. I'm only going to use conditioner. So this is the turnout. It worked exactly the way I wanted it to. And here you can see it's a little yellow, but it will be totally fine. The toner will make it exactly the color I want. My hair is damp. I let it towel dry for a bit, and that's all I'm gonna do in terms of drying it before I tone it. You can leave it a little bit damp if you want to. It makes it a little bit easier to spread throughout the hair, believe it or not, but not like soaking wet to where the water molecules are taking up all the space. You want the toner to be able to seep in. So damp, not wet. Or you can do dry, it's up to you. The T18 is the toner, so I'm gonna follow the ratio on that, and it is 1 toner to 2 developer. We're gonna do 2.8 fluid ounces of this since it's double. I'm gonna stop right before it gets to the 3rd line. And I'm going to add the entire bottle. Let me clarify the difference between these two really quick. Okay, so the toner is going to make my hair a pale ash blonde, but this additive is going to add gray pigments to my hair. So it will already be pretty much gray before I use the dye, but this will help boost it to what I need. Last time I used so much product that it was super liquidy, but this time it's kind of like a loose jelly-like consistency, and it will be easy to spread. So this is what the consistency is. It can get really messy if you are not careful, so I would suggest doing this over the sink. The parts that are the most yellow are the parts that you want to attack first. So for instance, up here near where my roots are, pretty yellow. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply it there. I'm gonna do the same process with how I separated my hair with the brush, like this. So get all those yellow spots first, and then the rest. So it's all over my head now. You're probably gonna think your hair is turning purple, but I can assure you it's not. I'm going to leave this on for a little bit longer than I left the bleach on. So this will be about 20 to 25 minutes because I want this to really seep into my hair. And being that it is 20 volume, it's not as damaging, so it's okay to do 20 or 25 minutes. But when you do 40 volume on anything, basically, you don't want to do it for that long. But I will say the consistency of that concoction was like spot on. It went through my hair so smoothly, and I used every drop, but it was the perfect amount. So if your hair is like right by your tatas, it is the perfect amount. You don't need to add any more developer or anything, because since it's so runny, which like I said, you might want to do it over the sink, but since it's so runny, it just spreads so evenly through my hair. 20 minutes, I'm gonna go take a shower with cooler water, not like cold, but you don't wanna take a shower with like super hot water because the color is just gonna bleed away. I'm going to use that same conditioner that I used the first time. Lunch lady, cool. Well, I haven't even gotten to the dyeing part yet. Here, let me turn off this light. It's kind of gray. I let it towel dry for the most part, and then I kind of semi-blow dried it. It's pretty much dry for the most part. As you can see, some through here is a little bit yellowy, and through there too, like at the top. But this should take care of it. It's permanent dye. I'm using 2 of the chrome and 1 of the silver pearl. The developer, I'm just going to end up pouring it all the way to 6 fluid ounces. It says that it's a 1-to-1 ratio. Okay, so which means I can actually combine all of it. I did enough for all of this with the developer, so oh god. This is gonna be a lot of dye. I'm gonna probably have to use like a different bowl or something because I done goof. And I'm definitely gonna need like a big Tupperware bowl. This is what I'm gonna use. God. How am I gonna do a tutorial and then mess up? Okay, so here's my concoction. I have silver pearl, I have chrome, I have 20 volume developer, and another thing of chrome. So I'm just gonna mix it all together. This makes it so much easier though, because then I won't have to go back and redo it all once I get through the first bowl. So instead, I'm just gonna have 1 bowl for everything. Looks nice. Are you trying to make my video funnier?
What the?
Doesn't it look like strawberry frosting or yogurt?
Looks like strawberry yogurt.
No, don't eat it. Love you. Love you.
Love you too.
The first parts that I'm gonna have to do are the spots that do seem a little bit yellow still. To be honest, I normally just go crazy with it and just slap it all on there. But I really want my yellowness to go away. It's like under all of my bangs and all this like hair that I just have on the left side of my head. Okay, I'm literally going to do this to my entire head. And then once I get through there, I'm going to dye the rest of it. So I will see you guys soon. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. I have a feeling it will take forever, but bless you. Okay, I'm gonna be a lunch lady for 20 minutes, 25 minutes, yeah. And then I'm gonna take a shower with just the conditioner once again with coolish water. What do you think about my hair?
I like it. It looks nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
You're welcome, gray hair Sally.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So I wanted you guys to be able to see this in regular daylight, and whew, I'm pretty happy. My hair's a little nappy, I haven't brushed it, but I kind of like the messy look, so let's actually go outside so you can really see. Ta-da! That is the finished product, and I'm in love with it. So you're doing yard work. Let's go back in. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope this video helped you guys out. I know this is a look that's like kind of challenging to get. It's not like a super light silver. However, I'm really happy with it. I'm happy with the darker gray, so it's more pigmented. But yeah, so let me know what you guys think about this. I'm not a professional once again, and I did this in one day. If you have any questions, please comment below, or you can DM me on Instagram. Maybe even send me a picture of your hair and I can tell you what might help you out. My Instagram is well you guys just like YouTube, so there's the Instagram handle. And there will more than likely be more hair videos soon, so stay tuned. Goodbye.